Ethan Klein is having a beef, and I feel like I've overrepresented Ethan and his drama in my recent streams. But to be quite honest with you, I really enjoy Ethan's like scorched earth attacks on Twitch. I really despise Twitch, and I think it's funny. I hate Hasan for obvious reasons. So I like seeing him just go like this guy is like an anti-Semitic Jew hater, and he needs to go. And I'm curious to see how far he can push that to accomplish his goals. The this video is about Snark subreddits, and what triggered it was that a guy called Bad Empanada openly admitted that he called CPS on Ethan Klein, and the casus belli for this was that Ethan Klein said that his child was being tested for something called, I think called like Giardia, and I want to say it's a parasite that you usually get from animal shit, because the child is now his child is crawling at that age, and they have a dog that shits on the floor, and the dog had this infection, so they wanted to make sure that the kid didn't have the infection either. So they're trying to keep the carpet clean, but then parasites can be in the carpet, and then the child crawling on the carpet can get the infection. So they were getting the child tested for this, and he decided to talk about this on stream for reasons unknown to me. And this resulted in apparently Bad Empanada saying that he called CPS and said, I know them personally. The floors are covered in dog shit. The child is rolling around in the dog shit. He's contracted preventable diseases as a result of being exposed to animal feces in the home. And that triggered a CPS investigation. The CPS agent had authority to enter the home and search it and conduct interviews with the children and inspect them for like visible signs of mistreatment. And then he said, I'm going to go to the school and talk to your children alone when they're at school. And he said, absolutely not. You're not doing that. So that's he was pretty pissed off about that. And a lot of people said, oh, he must be hiding something if he doesn't want them to have one-on-one conversations with a CPS agent. Like, are you for real? Like, Randalls are like the dumbest on the planet. Like, I see that you're not allowing government agents to probe your butthole. I wonder what you have up there, sir. Like, no, you don't have a right to do that when it's a prank call. So I feel very empathetic towards them, because I really, really doubt that a family that has millions and millions of dollars rolling in, that has a full-time maid, is really in such a place of shabbiness that their children are being exposed to pathogens that could otherwise be avoided. I mean, I guess not having the dog in the house would be a good start, but some people like to have their shitty little dogs in their house, so that's not really that much you can do about that. Anyways, he went after them, and this originated on these Snark subreddits, where basically people who think that the Kiwi Farms is problematic because we misgender or whatever the instead start up these subreddits that are called collectively known as Snark subreddits, and sometimes they're just called like H3 Snark or whatever there's a bunch of them for a bunch of different people, and that's basically the Reddit Kiwi Farms. However, here's the fun part. Because Reddit is a massive site, because Reddit has absolutely no hosting issues, and because these subreddits are ran by whoever creates them and are posted in by anonymous accounts, they effectively have no rules. So they routinely dox people. They routinely admit to calling legal authorities on people to harass them, and they just get away with bloody that I would never ever be allowed to get away with on the Kiwi Farms. Not only would I not be allowed to get away with it, it's just against the zeitgeist of the community. So Reddit has no issue hosting what is worse than the Kiwi Farms. Is a publicly traded company, and the difference really is money. That they have the money to do whatever the fuck they want because they're a multi-million-dollar business, and the Kiwi Farms is run on a shoestring budget and sparkles and magic and love, and that's basically it. But we get the bad reputation, and Reddit is publicly traded on the stock exchange. That's how that works. And then Mudahar and Hasan are having a spat. So, let's see how much I want to read of this. Mudahar says, I get watching other people's videos is all you're really good at, but try vetting out slander before promoting them. I've never defended or backed the Israeli innocent Gazans, and never will I ever. Hasan says, in your only vid on Gaza, you admit to not knowing about politics. You try to cover for Israeli-Palestine as drama slot for centrist audiences. So I guess you just wanted the ad revenue then. He says, yes, I am not an expert on the topic. Oh, he's Indian. I didn't cover it as drama, and I didn't defend Asman in the video, so he's just lying, I guess. Is a particularly insane case because he's a victim of the same right-wing mobs he also farms in his videos. He literally left Twitter because of vicious racism, and here he is and back again, only to farm more. If you went on a Hajj, they hate you more than they hate me. Why did he go on a Hajj? Why did this go on a Hajj? Is Mudahar Muslim? Explain this, chat. What is his malfunction? Are you shitting me? He's actually a Muslim poo? He's Bangladeshi? Oh my god. Dude. This is like infighting, man. This is like two worshippers having to go at it like, your worship is not good as mine. Oh my god. Now he calls him a Muslim cosplayer. Literally this. I made videos criticizing right-wing stupidity. I don't want to be loved by neo-Nazis. I don't like your kind either. You will be deported. You deserve to be cooked by that loser for not taking a strong stance. Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't matter how right you are. You criticize Hasan, he'll now slander you, and every time your name comes up on stream. He worships the that's all you gotta say. Unfortunately, Mudahar also worships the and even went to go see the cube, so he doesn't really have a leg to stand on with that. Let's start this off strong with a statement from Hasan Piker, our Lord and King, Hasan Abi. Everyone loves him. Everyone on this stream is like, Hasan, my favorite. I give my super chat money to Hasan.
Let's get back to Solo Tiny Leaks.
November the 9th, 2024, when a person named Solo Tiny Leaks posted a few cryptic messages on the Destiny forum on a site called Kiwi Farms, which is a message board infamous.
Oh, gross, dude. Why the would you? Oh, dude, why would you mention the name of this goddamn website, dude? It's like, it's such a gross website that Destiny has actively defended it, okay? That's what you need to know. It's a serial doxing website, and they hate everybody there. Myself included, and Destiny as well. There were attempts to shut it down by another person who also hates me and is, you know, a freak in her own might. And at the time, he was like actively trying to keep it afloat. But now he wants to sue the website.
Yeah. Doxing and leaks. These messages read, is this stuff public yet? Not sure if it's any interest of you guys.
They have a side leaderboard on there. They try to actively harass trans people to get them to and then flex.
It's like so easily disproven that it's hysterical, but people can just repeat that shit for free and nothing can be done about it. You can just lie. I just like how the Turk Roach who worships the prophet hears the word Kiwi Farms and he's like, because he's like genuinely afraid, like, I played a video that mentioned Kiwi Farms on my stream. I might get yelled at by Dan Clancy. He might come out of his goon basement and yell at me for promoting the site incidentally. Brief update on Ethan Klein. This is also a court thing. This is something I've not talked about before, so hopefully I can recall this correctly. He's being sued by somebody called Ryan Kavanaugh. And let me make sure I'm actually saying that correctly, because that's how I remember it. Ryan Kavanaugh. I actually got that right. So Ryan Kavanaugh and Ethan Klein, if I remember correctly, were involved in some sort of business venture involving pay-per-view sports. And at some point, Ethan Klein accused him of running a Ponzi scheme and also accused him of airing pay-per-view footage he did not have the rights to on a stream. And this was based off of a Vanity magazine article that was later redacted. So the claims that were made, that Ethan Klein made, were originally made on this Variety. I think it's Variety, actually. They did an article about him, and they got shit wrong. So we contacted them, and they redacted and posted their redaction online in the article, saying that they were wrong about certain things. Actually, I remember the business venture that they were going to get involved in was like crowd-funded movies. So if someone pitched out a movie idea that you liked, you could chip in $1,000. And if they were trying to raise like $1 million and you gave $1,000, then you would own 0.1% of the movie. And therefore, if the movie then went on to make $100 million in box office, you would get 0.1% of $100 million as your percentage. So it's crowdfunded movie ideas. And Ethan described this as a Ponzi scheme, which has harmed the business, allegedly. And he also made statements about him streaming the pay-per-view footage without permission, which was false, and Variety retracted their statement. So then, Ethan allegedly, according to the lawsuit, went on social media with his enormous presence and encouraged people to harass Ryan Kavanaugh as this horrific pirate / Ponzi scheme owner. And this caused quantifiable damages, according to him. Ethan tried to get this dismissed using California's relatively strong anti-SLAPP statute, which is a law used in defamation cases to terminate the lawsuit very quickly unless the case was so strong that it could possibly win. So instead of having to go through the rigmarole of a whole trial for a bullshit defamation case, anti-SLAPP statutes exist to give people more breathing room in what they say and make it harder to pursue defamation cases. So he tried to invoke the anti-SLAPP law and get the case terminated immediately, but the court did not grant him that. So he actually went up to the California State Court to try and appeal that decision, and the appellate court just struck him down as well. So it is proceeding to trial. Both the appellate court and the lower court believed that Ryan Kavanaugh presented enough information to qualify for a defamation case that could possibly win. And therefore, he's not. It's not covered by the anti-SLAPP statute. And the anti-SLAPP statute is really good because if you win your anti-SLAPP, you actually get your attorney's fees. It's a fee shifting provision. So it's really good to win your case on anti-SLAPP because then you actually have some you get some justice. You get some form of justice, but not for Ethan. So even if he wins at this point, he's still bearing his own cost. He is footing. Sorry, I'm dying. He is footing the bill for his lawsuit at this point. And this is unusual because H3 has been involved in a variety of lawsuits, and some of his lawsuits, I believe, have even been used as court precedent in other fair use and free speech cases. So he's kind of gotten a big head where he's like, whatever I do on my podcast is legal, it's fair use, whatever. And that's not really the case. You can cause people harm. And, the U.S. has very strong protections against defamation type lawsuits, but it is a real tort, and it does get used, and it can be used successfully. So he better watch himself. Especially, that's why I'm so strict about people doing calls to action, for anything. I don't care what it is. Never tells people to do something. That's it's just stupid. You're just inviting problems into your life. No, not Ethan Ralph. Ethan Klein, the Jewish one. You might actually know him if you've never heard of Ethan before. You might actually know him because he's related to someone really famous called Hila Klein. If you don't know who Hila Klein is, it's this. Oh, no! You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! What the Oh my god. I'm so sick of YouTube, bro.